Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today. I'm Talia Bender. I'm the inbound marketing lead here at Viso AI, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be live in London and have Jeremy Michaels here with me today. He is our strategic content writer here at Viso AI, and he is also the author of our Visual General Intelligence, or VGI, white paper, which we are so excited and so thrilled to finally be launching today. It's been a huge culmination of effort, and Jeremy has brilliantly written and contributed to this huge effort. And I'm thrilled to be here with you today. Thanks for joining.
Thanks so much, Talia. Thrilled to be here too, and a warm welcome to everyone tuning in. This is the continuation from our recent webinar in which our founders, Nico and Gaudens, presented VGI to the world, and I'm so happy to have a chance to chat it through with you.
Awesome. So let's get started with a few questions today. This is going to be a brief session, and afterwards I'll tell you where you can find our white paper. So just to kick things off, why don't you explain to us, what is AI vision?
Certainly. So to keep it really simple, AI vision is training machines and models to see, perceive, and understand exactly as we do.
Excellent. Super straightforward. So why does vision matter?
I think that's the real nub of this, Talia. I'm so glad you asked, because vision matters because replicating and augmenting human vision, not just sight and cognition, is actually the most valuable aspect of AI. Fei-Fei Li put it so well in Spatial Intelligence. Perception and understanding matters most of all. I mean, the interesting data point for me, and this blew my mind, is that a toddler has seen and processed more data than any LLM currently. And I think that puts into perspective how important and how complex and rich visual data can be. VGI, as we'll hopefully come to, is what unlocks the potential of that data and what can be done with it.
Nice. So in the white paper, there's a lot of different terminology we use. So for a background, how is visual intelligence different from AI vision specifically?
Sure. So we've seen a progression from machine vision, computer vision, AI vision into what we believe now is the age of visual intelligence. It's a shift from the more basic processing and pattern recognition to more human level comprehension. There's four aspects to that. So visual intelligence has reasoning, it has contextual and relational understanding, also the ability to make inferences like we do, and then integrated decision making, which is where the power really comes alive. And then VGI, visual general intelligence, is the natural progression of visual intelligence. So that's where we've got these abilities across all domains, all context, human level comprehension, perception, and understanding. And that leaves us with the ability to interpret and infer from any scene, and also to apply knowledge to solve the biggest problems that we face today.
Excellent. And you mentioned visual general intelligence, which is, of course, what the white paper is about. And visual general intelligence, or VGI, is actually a term that we've coined ourselves here at Viso AI. So why don't you tell me a bit more about VGI? Where did this begin? What is the origin story?
I love that question, because the origin story for me really succinctly sums up exactly what Viso is all about. So our VP of marketing was gently probing our founders, Gaudens and Nico, about what the future of AI vision is. Being very measured and being very thorough in terms of their thought process, they paused for a moment, and then they came back with a three-letter answer, VGI. But what VGI is actually the progression of 7 years of Viso, 7 years of experience across all of our team, distilling embodied wisdom on a journey towards artificial intelligence for this visual age. And without giving any spoilers away, there are 6 sections in our white paper that step you through all of that. What I will do, and Talia will give details of how to download the white paper, is I'll give you one of our boldest claims. We believe very, very firmly, there's a lot of hype at the moment about AGI, artificial general intelligence, but we believe that VGI is the quintessential proof point for AGI. That's a big claim. Why do we believe that? Well, there's three reasons. Firstly, vision is arguably the most important of the senses. Secondly, it's the most complex and valuable of all spatial AI. And thirdly, and most importantly, it's the easiest to benchmark. So that delivers the objective proof that everyone hunting for AGI is seeking to validate. That's what's exciting about VGI.
So I actually love that quote. I really like to think about how vision, specifically VGI, is going to be the proof point for AGI. We know that AGI is on the horizon. We know that it's quickly approaching. And I think that computer vision is such a less known part of AI, but it's just becoming so ubiquitous. There's so many use cases, and I think that the future of VGI and vision in general is just so exciting. And so, of course, we've all heard about artificial general intelligence, or AGI. We know it's all the rage, but AI itself specifically goes back almost a century.
That's absolutely right. And yeah, I mean, if you were to believe everything that's said these days within the AI hype, you'd believe that AI was the new shiny thing. Actually, it goes back 75 years. So dinosaurs like me can remember learning about Turing's test, computing machinery and intelligence in the 1950s. Then Professor Weizenbaum's groundbreaking program, ELIZA, where he taught a computer to be the first artificially intelligent psychotherapist. Deep Blue in 97 really brought AI to the prominence of the world, perhaps for the first time for the general public, seeing a computer beat the grandmaster at chess. Then in 2011, you've got Pearl's Bayesian networks leading to Kurzweil's singularity prophecy. So really important to bust that myth that AI is brand new and shiny. It's got 75 years of rigor, science, and tech behind it. And I think the key aspect that is really important when we talk about the bridge to VGI, to quote Andre Karpathy, who's one of the co-founders of OpenAI, the future of AI is about making computers see and understand the world exactly like we do. And if that's good enough for him, then that's good enough for me.
So if AI has such a strong legacy, why does VGI matter now? What is the value?
That's such an important question to address. So I would step us quickly back into two bits of macro context, if I may. So firstly, fans of Adam Curtis who might like hypernormalization, I think we're living in a post-truth era. What I like to think of as the age of crisinity. And that's where we have an amazing opportunity to find solutions in these crises we face as we approach the singularity. So amidst all the hype about AGI, and that's AI capable of understanding, learning, and performing tasks as well as or better than us, VGI has a massive potential to transform industry as we know it. And building on some of the studies from the likes of McKinsey and PwC, it's possible that by 2040, AI vision, visual intelligence, and the use cases of VGI could add 5 trillion a year to global GDP, and that's equal to 4% of current global GDP. So it's a big deal, and particularly for a number of key industries.
So this is a huge number, and I think that it's important to make it real. A majority of our customers are actually in manufacturing and construction. And of course, we can put out a huge number. We can put out billions, trillions, millions, whatever it might be. But what does VGI specifically mean for these industries? How is it going to change them? Like, where is the value?
This is actually the key aspect, right? It's all well and good talking about theory, but that's also the reason why we're so glad that so many people from manufacturing and construction have joined in and joined us today. I think to keep it really simple, as I know we're coming close to time, in terms of manufacturing, it's about better outcomes and faster. So it's about real-time adaptation to SKUs. It's about low-code tools to define custom logic, defect detection, and minimal retraining. There's a whole section in the white paper about that, so please feel free to have a look. Plug over for construction, and construction is such a challenge, right? Because as we know, Talia, they're dynamic environments that are ever changing, exposed to elements. It's a really complex beast, and that's where AI vision and visual intelligence have real impact. So for construction, VGI is vision that scales with every single stage of the build. That's adaptive learning for new waste types. That's contextual understanding of sorting requirements. That's contextual understanding of movement and routing, and dealing with safety monitoring. So that's a real nod to the adaptive and flexible nature of VGI, and much more on that in the weeks to come in upcoming webinars and further blogs and articles.
Exciting. And we, of course, are almost at time. So just to close out, as the author of the white paper, what is one key takeaway? What should these people remember before they start reading?
Okay, so I would say two things here. The first is I'm really grateful for the opportunity to write this white paper, but it builds, as I said before, on 7, I think, years of insight, expertise, and rigor. So, props not just to the founders, but everyone in the Viso team, past and present, because it wouldn't have been possible to make this bold leap and write this paper without them. That being said, and having stalled for time while I think about my answer, I would just say that it matters today, because if you're not doing it, your competitors are already adopting AI vision today, piloting it or planning to. The opportunities that we see, visual intelligence that streamlines operations, those opportunities are limitless. So I'd respond to that question with a question and simply say, can you afford not to be interested in VGI?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jeremy, and congratulations. I know this has been an enormous undertaking. I've been fortunate enough to read and reread and proofread and give my feedback, and it's really a fantastic document. I highly recommend reading it. It's really, really important, of course, across manufacturing and construction, but for other industries as well. And you can actually go and download it right now. We're celebrating the launch today. Just go to viso.ai, check out our resources page, and it's right there under white papers. So thanks again for tuning in. We're thrilled to launch this, and see you soon.